Good morning, Dan and Amy. So,
Oh, yeah.
the BuzzFeed leaked a alleged list of possible cabinet nominees. All the cabinet positions, multiple names for each, kind of a short list, if you will.
What are you liking that you're seeing so far?
Well, there's a lot. Interesting Treasury Secretary.
Do you have Carl Icahn?
He has Carl Icahn as a possibility. Banker Steve Mnuchin, who is like one of his fundraising impresarios, and Texas Representative Jeb Hensarling. Those are the three on the short list. Now, there's also the response that this list may not be complete and may evolve over time in the transition. But it's interesting. Somebody who is likely to be, I've nominated him.
Yeah, what?
The chairman of the President's Council of Economic Advisors. He's Heritage Foundation economist and Donald Trump economic advisor, Stephen Moore, who joins us now. Steve, thanks for being with us.
Hey, guys.
Hey, congratulations.
Sorry, I missed you yesterday. I slept, I got about 2.5 hours sleep.
Welcome to the club. Yeah.
So anyway, what a night. Incredible. I mean, what a week. Jesus. I mean, my God, the Cubs win the World Series and Donald Trump is the president. It just doesn't you can kill me now.
Well, those are
everything I want in my life.
Two horsemen of the apocalypse.
It's an amazing run.
And so now look forward, enough of the celebrating. It's 48 hours. We got to get to work. The transition is...
Hell no. I'm going to be celebrating. No, it's true. We don't have a lot of time. I mean, look, there's only... 45 days or something like that until, the new president, Donald Trump, takes office, and we want to hit the ground running. We want executive orders on his desk the day he enters office. They're going to repeal the clean power plant rule so we can put our coal miners back to work. We want to get that tax cut done that we've talked about on this show that I helped design with Larry Kudlow. We want to get that done in the first 100 days. We consider that a real economic stimulus. We want to see
Keystone Pipeline,
Obamacare repealed. Every word of it, and real choice economy. I mean, this was a consequential election. I got to tell you guys, I mean, the thing I really enjoyed about working with Donald Trump over the last 6 months was just meeting the most amazing people. And, I'm talking about the Trump supporters, and you could just see it out there. You could, as you played that clip from Paul Ryan, Donald Trump really did see something out there in the voters that nobody else saw, which was a rage. This was a backlash against Obama's policies, and it was a backlash against Republicans, quite frankly, that in Congress who never seem to do what they say they're going to do. So I'm really so proud to have been part of this. Whether I go into the administration or not, I honestly don't know. I don't crave a government job by any means, but I would love to see this tax cut get passed quickly.
All right, so TPP is dead in the water?
Say again?
TPP? Do you think it is dead in the water, or what's the future of that bill?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
The Trans-Pacific Partnership. Yeah. What happens that?
Oh, the trade deal?
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, Trump basically ran on a policy of renegotiate these trade deals, and I believe he is going to do that. I believe he is going to, but look, here's my point, and this is the point Larry Kudlow and I make all the time, and it's important because I'm a free trader. You guys know this, and I've always made the case that what we need to do is fix the tax system, for goodness sakes, and get the regulations off our businesses. And if you do those two things, if you get the tax burden down like we're talking about, where we have the lowest business taxes in the world, and then you get the regulatory burden off the back of our businesses, then Amy, these jobs are coming back. These factories are going to come back. It happened in the Reagan years. We got $1 trillion of net investment in the United States when the tax rates came down. So this is a big deal. I think tariffs are the wrong thing, and I'll be advocating for not tariffs but tax reductions.
Give us your review of these names that have bubbled to the surface regarding Treasury Secretary. I can't imagine he'd do it, but Carl Icahn, Jeb Hensarling, Congressman, and Steve Mnuchin, the banker.
Yeah. So I've been working pretty closely with the guy you mentioned, Steve Mnuchin. He worked with Larry and I on the tax plan, and a great, smart guy. I like him a lot. Carl Icahn, of course, is a legend. He'd be fantastic, and I think either one of those two. I think those are the two inside tracks. Well, there's another guy named Wilbur Ross, who is a billionaire investor who is extremely successful. And look, I think Trump. I know there are people who are skeptical about Trump out there, and I don't always love everything about Trump. Who does? But he does surround himself with really good people, and that is a real asset of his. And you can't be successful in business the way he has been without putting yourself around really, really talented people. And so I'm very comfortable with any one of those three as Treasury Secretary.
What about over at Commerce?
The Commerce, we're getting rid of the damn Commerce
Well, that'd be great.
We have a Commerce department. We don't have an Agriculture department.
Okay.
A labor department.
All right. Okay. We'll see about that.
We're calling this the Incheon Landing when we.
Oh, yeah. I'd love if that were true. I suspect it's not going to be, but for Commerce, let's say.
Deanna, are you going soft on me? Come on. What do we need a Commerce department for?
We don't need
Next
one.
Thing you're going to tell me we need an energy department.
My goodness. Oh, are we going to have them? Is Trump going to move to eliminate cabinet departments, cabinet level agencies? I'd love him to do it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I don't know about that. Look, I'd love to see it too. I mean, we don't need an energy department. We don't need a commerce department. Frankly, we don't need an education department. But I don't know if we're going to get rid of the agencies. But I know this that we're going to be cutting like crazy, and we are going to. Somebody jokingly said, when I was in a meeting yesterday with the Trump people, someone at the table said, "Are we going to have reductions in force?" And there's the one of the campaign people said, "Not reductions in force, reductions with force."
Now, a lot of people voted for Trump.
We want to look, folks. It's very simple. Dan, Amy, it's very, very simple. We're going to drain the swamp.
Yes, I've heard that phrase.
And by the way, Washington is in terror right now. These people, these career bureaucrats and lobbyists, it's so wonderful to behold. I just ride the metro all day and look at the fear in these people's
Well, it's sinking in.
Washington is going to be downsized, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's true. Well, a lot of people that voted for Trump want to keep.
Hope it's true.
They want to keep more of the money that they make. Is that going to happen under a Trump administration?
Gee, what a concept, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yes. I mean, the tax cut is the heart of our economic plan. We're going to cut taxes for workers, and we're going to cut taxes for businesses. Now, I'll say this, Amy. I think we're going to go first with the tax cut for businesses. We've got to get our businesses hiring workers again. We've got to get them competitive again in these global markets. I was on a radio show a week ago, and a gentleman, I was talking about our tax cut plan, and this gentleman called me and he said he owns factories, and he just moved one of his factories out of Michigan to China. He said he took 600 jobs with him because of the taxes and regulations in this country. And I said, sir, if we do our tax cut where we cut the tax rate to 15% in the United States, would you bring that factory back from Beijing back to Michigan? And he said in a heartbeat. These jobs are going to come back. I think they'll come back pretty quickly.
And I hope Republicans in Congress are stout of heart as you. But let me ask you this, Steve, in terms of.
Well, by the way, Dan, let me just say something about Congress and all that stuff. It's Donald Trump's party right now. Just as when Ronald Reagan won the election, it was Reagan's party. This is a new Republican Party, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a working class party. I mean, this is the most amazing thing about this election is that literally millions and millions, if not tens of millions, of working class, blue collar, union workers crossed over, and they abandoned the Democratic Party quite correctly because the Democrats don't care about working class people anymore, and they voted for Donald Trump. And so this is going to be a party in some ways, Dan and Amy. I mean, I'm not going to go into this with my eyes closed. He's going to do some things we don't like as conservatives, but I think he's got most of the program in place. We're going to do school vouchers. We're going to get rid of Obamacare. We're cutting taxes. We're going to downsize the government. This could even be a more conservative administration than Ronald Reagan's.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he brought in the working class that had been jettisoned by the Democrats under Obama,
yep.
And that's fine.
Yep.
That's great. Generally speaking, we have some differences on trade policy. I understand that. But in terms of reducing the size and scope of government, which was one of the promises of Reagan too, that didn't really materialize, that fourth branch of government, the administrative state, it seems to me that it would be useful if Trump embarked on a program of neo-federalism, block grant Department of Education money to the states specifically for opportunity scholarship programs, eliminate the inducements for states to do bad things like expand, like Medicaid expansion of Obamacare. There really needs to be a philosophical underpinning if you're going to have a cogent agenda. And I wonder if you think that really will be part of a Trump viewpoint.
It should be, and I think it will be, whether it can get done. I mean, look, Washington is an empire, right? It is an empire, and they're going to resist everything we try to do. So let's just be honest about this. Washington's going to hate what we're going to do. They want to keep the power in Washington. They don't want to bring the power back to the states and local governments. But I look, Dan and Amy, I feel very strongly that we need to do exactly what you just said, Dan, is move all these programs to the states, let them deal with health care, let them deal with welfare, let them deal with transportation and education. I mean, that was the way our federalist system was set up, and that was the genius of our founding fathers, that they set up a system where you have 50 states that compete against each other, and good policies crowd out bad policies. So I'm with you. I'm just telling you, it's hard to do. Yeah. I remember in the Reagan administration, as you said, Dan, we tried to do that, and we failed.
Right, well,
we couldn't take the power away from Washington. It's a tough thing to do.
If it was easy, Donald Trump wouldn't be president. Steve Moore, Larry Kudlow, and Art Laffer wouldn't be advising him. All right, Steve Moore, economist for the Heritage Foundation, Trump economic advisor. Steve, thanks as always for joining us. Good luck out there.
See you next week. Take care.
Yep, and congratulations. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.